Hello, today we're going to discuss multiplication properties. The properties of multiplication can help you remember some basic facts. And some examples I have listed here are 8 times 1 equals 8. We're going to be introduced to a property that tells us that anything times 1 is itself. So regardless if this number was 500 trillion times 1 would still give me 500 trillion. Another property states when you multiply by 0. When you multiply any number by 0, you get 0. So regardless if this number was 7, 100, 200, 300, it would still give me a product of 0. Another property, which we've already discussed, we're just going to look at a little bit different today, is this property where it says that 3 times 2 equals 2 times 3. That's the one where we flip-flop. Here I have 3 first and then 2. Over here I have 2 first and then 3. I just flip-flop the order in which they were multiplied. Can you remember which property that was? Okay, the one we have already discussed was the commutative property of multiplication. And the way I asked you to remember it was to think of commutative community. In a community, it doesn't matter which order your houses are in, you're all part of the same community. Numbers that can be multiplied in any order, and you're still going to get the same product. Your product will remain the same. So here we have 3 times 2. 3 groups of 2. Here I have 1 group, 2 group, 3 groups, and each group has 2 inside of it. I have 6 circles in all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 3 times 2 is 6. Over here I have 2 times 3. I have 2 groups with 3 in each. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So I have 2 groups of 3, which gives me 6 in all. I have 6 here, I have 6 here, which tells me that 3 times 2 equals or is the same as 2 times 3. Because this 3 times 2 equals 6. 2 times 3 equals 6. Does 6 equal 6? Yes. 6 is always going to be the same thing as 6. This is a true fact. If this did not equal 6, then this would not be true, and we could not say that these two multiplication facts equaled each other. Some of the new properties that we're going to go over are the zero property of multiplication, the identity property of multiplication, and we're going to save this for a new video, but I wanted to introduce it, the distributive property of multiplication. So first we're going over the zero property of multiplication, which states that the product, which is the answer to a multiplication problem, of any number and 0 is 0. Always, always. So if I have 2 groups, 1 group, 2 groups of 0, 2 times 0, then I have 0. I don't have anything in either group. So I don't have any circles. I don't have any marbles. I don't have anything to count. 5 times 0 is 0. 100 times 0 is 0. 1,000,000 times 0 is 0. Any number times 0 will always give you 0. So remember, any number multiplied by 0 will equal 0. If you have any number of groups of 0 in each group, then you don't have anything. If I have 7 groups of 0, then I don't have anything inside of those groups. I have nothing to count up. If I say, give me some M&Ms. Give me 7 groups of 0 M&Ms. I have 7 groups with 0 M&Ms inside of it. I don't have any M&Ms. I have 0. The last property we're going to talk about today is the identity property of multiplication. This one states that the product of any number and 1. Now instead of multiplying by 0, I'm multiplying by 1 is that number. So, here's our example. I have 1 group of 7. 1 group, and I have 7 purple circles inside. 1 times 7 equals 7. 9 times 1 equals 9. 482 times 1 equals 482. Over here I have 1 times 500,000 equals 500,000. If I have one group of 500,000 dots, then I have 500,000 dots. That's however many I have to add up, to count. I like to think of the 1 in 9 times 1 or any problem times 1 as a mirror. So it's like the 9 is looking at a mirror. If the 9 is looking at a mirror, then what is it going to see? It's going to see itself. It's going to see a 9. Whenever number is multiplied by it will look the same as, and its value stays the same. So over here I have 482 times 1. If 482 is looking at 1 as like a mirror, when you look at a mirror you see your reflection back. So 482 times 1, it's going to see the same value, the same number is going to be reflected back at it. That's just a little trick I like to use. Now, I want you to try these problems on your own and come to class tomorrow prepared to review them. Number 1, 3 times 1 equals what? And what property? Tell me what property and the answer, the product. Number 2, 0 times 4 equals what? Tell me the product and the property that states that product. 3, 6 times 3 equals 3 times what? This box is telling me fill in the blank. What would that number be that fits in that box? And tell me what property of multiplication is this? Number 4, 7 times 0 equals what product? Tell me the property of multiplication that applies to that problem. Number 5, 9 times what? That's a box. I'm asking you to fill it in, equals 2 times 9. What property? After you fill in the box, make sure to label the property. And the last one, number 6, 81 times 1 equals what product? And tell me the property that states that product. Thank you.